guys tried to tell me my goat was washed. These guys tried to tell me that Hamilton would be forced into early retirement. Straight yapping. Make your apology louder than your disrespect. Lewis Hamilton wins the sprint race for the Chinese Grand Prix, and that is Ferrari's first sprint race win, and Hamilton's first sprint race win as well. Man, honestly, I'm just so glad that he was able to get this win out of the bag and, you know, just settle into the cup quickly, especially after the challenging week last week was, you know. But coming into the race, you know, I was definitely concerned because he was lining up alongside Verstappen, and we know the history that these guys have. You know, anything could have happened going into turn one. So I was very, very happy when Hamilton was able to cover off this guy and get away cleanly from the start. And yeah, that being said, right, there was another point during this race though. Verstappen and Piastri, they got very close at one point, and I actually thought that at one stage, you know, Verstappen was going to get past Hamilton, but you know, because Hamilton was struggling with a bit of grain in that one phase, but he managed to get through that. And then it was actually Verstappen who started falling into Piastri's hands, right? And Piastri eventually overtook this guy. The problem was, well, for them, was that, you know, their tires were cooked. So Hamilton was just able to kind of drive off into the distance, which, I mean, I'll take it, obviously. And it was like 6.8 seconds clear in the end. So that was a good one. But, you know, after the top three, right, we had Russell P4, another solid drive from the guy. And, you know, a couple more laps. He might have been able to get Verstappen, but he was under pressure from Leclerc as well. So it's a little bit iffy. But talking about Leclerc, right, you know, he was unlucky to lose the place off the start. But his pace at the end, especially, was very encouraging. You know, he was all over the back of Russell. And I think it bodes pretty well for Ferrari in the race, you know, if our tyre deg is as good as it looked like in the sprint. But we'll have to see. After Leclerc, we had Tsunoda P6, and all I have to say really is just give this man the Red Bull seat immediately, especially with Lawson playing bumper cars with the back of the field. I don't see how this guy makes it to the mid-season break, honestly. I just don't. We had Antonelli P7, and we had Norris P8, which is honestly shocking. Very shocking from the guy. You know, especially with the pace of that McLaren car, he should be doing way better than that in the sprint. But, you know, he had a bad start and he struggled with tyre deg. And he just took a lot longer to get past Stroll than I thought he would. And he never really managed to make his way back up the field.